welcome back to the channel. You may be wondering what I'm doing. Well, I'm just testing the spotlights with a little battery. I've literally installed these spotlights today in my VW T5, and I just wanted to make sure that they were working before I went on any further with the wiring, because basically I didn't want to finish off all the wiring and then find out that there's a problem with the spotlights. So a simple little test, just use a little battery just to test, make sure all is good. And for those of you who are new to the channel, I am basically doing up my old work van as a basic camper conversion. As it's no longer used as a workhorse, I was a plumber by trade. I've now got a full-time job where they provide a van. So rather than this being sat on the driveway, I decided to do a very basic van conversion to a camper van. So yeah, it's coming on nicely. I've got all the walls have been insulated. We've got Celotex on this side, 50mm Celotex, 100mm recycled plastic insulation on the bottom half. On the large panel there, most of that is the 100mm recycled plastic insulation. I ran out halfway through, so part of it has been 50mm Celotex, which I had left over from when I was doing this side. So that's got insulation in it anyway. Managed to get hold of some 12mm insulation to do this behind this panel here, so that's got some 12mm Celotex behind there, and found this little bargain here on Facebook Marketplace. Just a little storage, you know, you can store whatever I like in there, so yeah, great. Painted the roof, or the ceiling I should say, painted the ceiling. All the panels have all been painted grey with chalk paint, all chalk paint. Painted it all, added some VW logos, and yeah, it's lovely. It feels alright. It actually feels alright in here. I'm quite surprised how well it's come out. The insulation up in the ceiling, I used this stuff here, which is basically a silver wrapped bubble wrap. So both sides are silver with a bubble wrap in the centre. And for this to work correctly, you need to have an air gap. So as you can see here, I've fitted from this recess over to the next recess, which will give me that ½ inch air gap. And then also obviously when the panel goes back, the panel doesn't actually touch right up against it because it's curved. You've also got an air gap there. So yeah, as you can see here, by doing a test with a heat gun, which I've pinched the battery out to get these lights to work, I did a test, and as you can see with the laser gun, the temperature difference, just to prove that it does actually work. So yeah, I was very impressed with that, to say the least. After I'd finished all the insulation, by the way, in these panels, they've all had this put in as well, right over the top of the insulation to act as a vapor barrier, to stop any moisture from getting into the insulation and causing problems. You know, you hear a lot of camper vans rotting out from the inside out because moisture gets in. So if you use this as a vapor barrier, that should prevent it. So yeah, it's going well. What I've got left to do now, I've got to obviously finish off the wiring. There's going to be a leisure battery, which I'm hoping to fit, if possible, underneath the passenger seat. Because the passenger seat lifts up and there's a storage bay there, so I'm hoping I can get a leisure battery in there and then take all the wiring back to the leisure battery. Going to have a set of switches on this wall. All the wiring is in behind here, which I have ran in using some 20mm trunking, flexible trunking. I've ran that basically up in the ceiling, and it comes down in the wall, and all the cables are neatly inside this, just to keep it neat and tidy. There's also a draw wire through there now, so I can pull the cables through without not having to take all the panels off again. So yeah, it's coming on. It's coming on. It's getting there. Still got to do the floor. The floor will be the last job that I will take on. Going to take that out, insulate it, relay the floor properly, because this floor I'm on that's in here at the moment hasn't been laid very well, so it needs to be addressed. And I couldn't afford a rock and roll bed, and with everything on this project I've basically been trying to use what I already had. So we already had this sofa bed. It works, so that's all that matters. If it works, does the job, it's comfortable, why would I waste money on a rock and roll bed when I've got this? So yeah, this has got to be fixed to the floor, so that's got to be done, and we're almost there. Almost there. So thank you for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon with the update on the electrics, so that I don't have to hold a battery onto the wires. So next time you see this video, we'll be running on a 12 volt leisure battery, hopefully. Until then, see you soon.